So I think there's a third person in this marriage, with you and me, and that's Manchester United.
Yeah.
I think we have to mention them.
Of course,
because
no bias here. No bias here.
They're 2 points behind City.
Yep.
With the same amount of games played. So if Arsenal win the game in hand, obviously United will be a bit behind, but still I think anything is possible. We talked about the fixture list, and as you mentioned, Nedum, United have already played Arsenal twice and City twice, so they will have, on the big games left, they will have Liverpool, Newcastle and Spurs away, and then they will play Chelsea at home. So that's the four games still to play against the bigger clubs, if you want. They can still drop points against everybody, as we've been saying, but they've got a much lower goal difference, by the way, as well, than City and Arsenal. Quite a big swing to make.
Yeah, it's an extra point, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So what's your assessment? I mean, I think they've lost 1 in 16 now. It's ridiculous. They go to the Camp Nou and pretty much deserve to win, even with players missing. They lost that game against Arsenal for a few seconds. They could have drawn that game, even if they didn't really deserve it, but still.
Yeah.
Obviously, the win against City was huge.
Yeah.
So what's your assessment of them?
I think the fact that they don't have to play against City and Arsenal, again, is quite significant, because some people can make the case that City deserves something from the derby.
Yeah.
But not many. Well, depends actually. Arsenal had nearly 30 shots in that game against United at the Emirates, and they only won with the last kick of the game, basically. Yeah. So Arsenal feel like they were a slight cut above what United are, and with that, you don't want to continually have to play them. So then I look at United versus everybody else. United are one of the most informed sides in the Premier League. They have somebody who's one of the most informed players in the world. Not just
maybe
in England.
Maybe the
literally,
best in Europe,
he's certified. He's scoring goals now, and they're scoring big goals, and they're winning games. They're confident. They're playing a style which the manager wants them to play. He fully understands it. They totally get it. They're probably going to win. Well, I don't say they're probably going to win, but they're in with a great chance of winning in the Carabao Cup this weekend.
Yeah.
They're in a really good spot. And do you know what made me really realise how well they've done? So I think start of the season, they lost the first 3 games, It was
first 2, yeah.
Yeah, so it was Brighton
and Brentford away, the 4-0, yeah. And after that, I think they just won the 3rd game, maybe. But yeah,
possibly. I'm not sure, but if they did lose the first 3, which I think they might have done, but I could be wrong. So at that point, Ten Hag had the worst start as a manager for Manchester United in the last 100 years. If Arsenal win their games in hand, United are less than 9 points behind Arsenal. They lost the first 3 games of the season. If you disregard those first 3 games of the season, United are on the same pace or slightly ahead of what Arsenal have done. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I'd never thought about it from that sort of perspective of putting it into a range. But now, it feels like they're winning every single week. They've obviously drawn a couple of games.
Yeah.
But United at Old Trafford, to me, feels like certified. The last time they lost a game at Old Trafford was that first game of the season against Brighton. And when you get to a point whereby when you turn up at home, you know you're going to be getting a result.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Teams that tend to do that are the ones who are in title races.
We're preparing for the show about Ten Hag and how much we've been impressed together by the tactics. I think the thing that he tries work. I mean, we saw Weghorst as a number 8 against Barcelona at the Camp Nou, and yet you still you come home with a draw.
Yeah. I'm
not sure how much Weghorst had an impact on that draw, but still, it worked clearly. That Rashford, whether he plays centrally or wide, knows exactly what runs to make, and people serve him and give him the service. They find that space for him. The fullbacks play defensively. They play well. They stand. I think Casemiro helps. We saw that when he was not there, when he was suspended. But yeah, Ten Hag has impressed you.
Yeah, he's been very, very impressive. I think he had such a big name before he came to England. Then the start was a catastrophe, basically. Completely. And then we forget. I'm projecting. Then I forgot that even the Ronaldo saga was this season, because it feels like such a long time ago. But I did think he's got something about him, because he's the first manager to put him on the bench and not be criticised for it.
Yeah.
You put Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench and the team are winning, and there's nothing that needs to be said. This is his stance. This is what it's going to be. He was heavy-handed with one of the most significant players in football history.
Yeah.
But he's left, and United are doing something better in an image that the manager wants. And the tactical tweaks, they do work. So like dropping Weghorst in to play like an 8, all of a sudden he could be around De Jong and others. But when they win the ball, they've still got threat in behind.
Yeah.
If you turn it the other way, if Rashford wins the ball from, say, the midfield of Barcelona, he's still got 4 players in front of him.
Yeah.
But whereas now, Rashford playing on the shoulder, it means you can win it and play it in straight away. I think that was the goal.
Yeah, the second goal, yeah.
That was the goal that they scored against
the
first goal they scored against Barca. That is literally it in a nutshell. So it's clever. It looks awkward. But
it's just that Big Horse was running around like not really sure what to do.
But like tactically, it looks very weird. But he gets it and he understands why he's doing it. He's very big on runners in behind. And runners in behind at whatever level, whether it's Champions League or whether it's just playing down the road in Chiswick, runners in behind always makes defences uncomfortable. And he understands that and he really plays to that. So they move the ball well.
Yeah.
But say Fernandes gets the ball or others, first thing, can we go behind? Can we go behind? Yes, we can. There's Rashford. There's 5 points on fantasy football, my friend.
That's very true. I think, like last week, Gab said at the end, I think be cheekily, are United in the title race? What's the percentage? And I said 10% United, and then 45-45. And then I said, you know what? Maybe 40-40-20. And that was before this weekend. And that was on Thursday's show, I think. So after City beat Arsenal. And I still had a feeling that United were they're going to be there all along, and they might come short, and they might not at the end really be in the title race, like proper tight, 2 points away or something like that. But I think they might be.
I'm gonna go.
And that form, whoever is going to beat them, whether it's Barca on Thursday, whether it's Liverpool at some point or whoever, I think we'll have to be pretty good for it.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
What would be your percentages?
I would say 50, 30, 20.
50. Oh, what? 30% City, 20% United?
Yeah, but the reason I say that is because United are only 3 points behind City.
Yeah.
If it was more, then I'd have a wider gap. But it's just 3 points. So if people think that City are with a chance and they're sort of stuttering, like if City lost on the weekend and then United won the week after with a game in hand, they're on the same points.
Yeah.
So then when you're on the same points, that's when I'd level it up.
Yeah.
But then I still think Arsenal, given the fact that they're 2 results better than City at present and 2 losses better, then I think I think they're favourites for it. More than City. I like the numbers. Listen, it's 50, 30, 20.
Okay, fine. I like that.
That's my ranking.
Yeah, I like that.
Because if you make City favourites and they're 5 points behind Arsenal, I'll be asking, are you okay?
But they are used to we were saying. But let's see.
If we're going to talk history, let's talk history. If we're going to talk about the future, let's talk about the future, my friends. Two very different things.
Fair enough.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.